Welcome to VIVED Volume, a high-quality DICOM visualization tool for medical imaging review in 3D. With VIVED Volume, both anatomists and medical doctors appreciate the ability to teach and work with high-fidelity scans in VR. In this video, we will explore tools that broaden your volume exploring experience. We'll look at the ISO Window tool, Opacity tool, Preset Views tool, and the Isometric Views tool. This topic is covered under Volume Manipulation Tools in the User Guide, located down here in Help. The first thing I want to point out about the zSpace stylus interaction is that only the oval button is used. The other buttons on the stylus are not hooked up to do anything. To get started, let's open the demo brain. With the oval button, select the three dots and then open volume. Once the volume is loaded, you will notice an anatomical orientation tracker that shows you how the volume would be oriented on the human body as you move it around. It's located in the lower left-hand corner. Using the zSpace stylus, hover over the volume in the middle of the scene. Notice how the stylus ray turns purple. This indicates you'll be selecting both the volume and cutting plane. Now hover over the cutting plane. The ray turns blue. This indicates you'll be selecting only the cutting plane. To use either option, hold the oval button down on the stylus while moving what you have selected. As you drag the cutting plane through the volume, note how there is a red dot at the center of the cutting plane. This dot is a very handy tool that enables you to point out important or interesting structures for educational purposes. I will talk more about this feature later. You can zoom the volume in by holding the oval button down while pulling the stylus out of the screen anywhere in the background. Pushing in makes the volume smaller again. Now I would like to walk you through some additional tools to the right. We'll start with ISO Window. ISO Window is an adjustable slider that lets you control what is visible in the volume. Using the oval button on the stylus, select the ISO Window toolbar button to expose the slider. Drag the slider up and down to control ISO Window. You can adjust the range of the ISO window by holding down the oval button while pushing into the screen on the slider. As the slider gets smaller, the ISO window gets smaller. The smaller the window, the more you can isolate what is visible in the volume. Now let's look at the Predefined Views tool. With this tool, you get left, right, superior, inferior, posterior, and anterior views of the volume. If the volume is off center, you can recenter the volume. Finally, let's look at Isometric Views. The Isometric Views tool gives you 3 additional views of the cutting plane: axial, coronal, and sagittal. Note how each view has crosshairs on them. The center of the crosshairs is a red dot pointer in the center of the cutting plane. These views come in very handy when pointing out important or interesting structures for educational purposes. Thank you for exploring the volume manipulation tools included with VIVED Volume.